of nervous even just taking it on Ben's behalf. I've never done this for someone else before.
The game is the foot, people. The game is the foot.
Hey, brother, and welcome everyone to the 2022 resorting ceremony. Now, every year on this channel, we like to do a little resorting over on the official Wizarding World quiz to see if we've changed or grown throughout the year. But every year we tend to get the same results. So this year, we're doing it with a bit of a twist.
Yeah, this time we are going to be taking the quizzes for each other, meaning that we are going to go through the Pottermore sorting, answering questions based on how we think each other would answer, or based on our opinion of the other person?
Yeah. Like, what do I think Ben would do in this situation?
Okay.
Like, what pet do I think Ben would pick?
WWBD.
Exactly.
What would Ben do?
Yeah, right. That's what we're gonna do. So the question is, do we know each other better than we know ourselves?
Are you worried?
I'm a little worried. I have never not gotten Slytherin on the resorting video. And last time, if I recall, you were like trying to game the system and just like do that. So I'm afraid you're gonna try and game me out of it or something.
I will not game you out of it. I will not game you out of
Honor
it.
system. Yeah.
Honor system. As if a Slytherin would follow an honor system.
Of course they would.
I have to tell you that despite the fact that I have most leaned Slytherin for most of the time that we have been on YouTube, this year is the year that I feel the least Slytherin I have ever felt.
Wow.
So I'm very curious to see if you, despite like my many efforts to get into Slytherin, put me into Slytherin.
I'm very curious as well. Like I feel like I think I know what house you might end up in, but I don't know. I have no idea what the questions are. I've completely forgotten the entire quiz again, other than they ask you what animal you want. And that's it.
It's always owl.
And I know I'm gonna answer owl for you, because I know you wouldn't get a cat or a toad. But what kind of owl? Let's do it. Hey, brother!
Hat up. How's it look? Feels very Professor Sproutish.
All right, here we go. I'm kind of nervous even just taking it on Ben's behalf. I've never done this for someone else before. As you can see, I've created a brand new wizarding passport. Ben, according to Jay, that's my name in here. So discover your house. Let's go. Let's do it.
The game is the foot, people. The game is the foot. Jay, according to Ben.
Start this sorting ceremony. Okay, river or forest? Ben is definitely forest, for sure.
Oh wow, it just goes right into it. Dawn or dusk? Jay is an early riser, and he always has been, and it's been very annoying my entire life, because you want to know what? Parents don't care if you wake up early as a child, but they won't let you stay up late if you're a nighttime person. So always drive me crazy. Dawn. Okay.
Which of the following do you find most difficult to deal with? Okay, let's see. Loneliness, boredom. I feel like Ben's boredom right out of the gate. Hunger, being ignored, cold. Okay, for me, this feels very easy. Ben would definitely be boredom. He does not he does not handle being bored well. He has to be doing something, so I'm definitely going with that.
A troll has gone berserk in the headmaster's study at Hogwarts. It's about to smash, crush, and tear several irreplaceable items and treasures. In which order would you rescue these objects from the Trolls Club if you could? A nearly perfected cure for dragonpox? I'm thinking. I'm trying to get inside of Jay's brain. I'm going to go with that. Ooh, I don't know that. That definitely feels like one. Because I feel like, yeah. I don't know. What would Jay want? I feel like what I'm torn between really. Okay, so that feels right. That feels right. But I think maybe I'm gonna go here, there. Yes. Do I feel good about this? I'm in. For some reason, it's a lot more nerve-wracking doing it for someone else than it feels like. It's like I have like his fate in my hands, and that's like a weird amount of power.
All right. Late at night, walking alone down the street, you hear a peculiar cry that you believe to have a magical source. Do you draw your wand and stand your ground, withdraw into the shadows to await developments, while mentally reviewing the most appropriate defensive and offensive spells should trouble occur, Draw your wand and try to discover the source of the noise. Most appropriate defensive and offensive spells should trouble occur. Or proceed with caution, keeping one hand on your concealed wand and an eye out for any disturbance. Let's see. I feel like this is the right answer right here. I don't think it's withdraw into the shadows, for one. Ben likes to take action. He is not a we'll see if it passes kind of person. That's my take anyway. So let's see. Draw your wand and stand your ground. So I'm leaning towards draw your wand and stand your ground, or draw your wand and try and discover the source of the noise. I feel like it's discover the source of the noise. I'm going to lock in on that. All right, here we go. Boom.
Late at night, walking alone down the street, you hear a peculiar cry that you believe to have a magical source. Do you draw your wand and stand your ground, withdraw into the shadows to await developments while mentally reviewing the most appropriate defensive and offensive spells should trouble occur? That feels like the very Hermione answer. Draw your wand and try to discover the source of the noise. It's possible. Proceed with caution, keeping one hand on your concealed wand and an eye out for any disturbance. That feels right to me. Let me see here. I don't think, while he is a strategist, I don't think it's the type of thing. I don't think that this plays to me like strategy. This almost plays like safety. Not that he's not safe either, but I just don't think that is necessarily. This one feels, draw your wand and stand your ground, feels very offensive. And I'm trying to decide if that feels like that's like the most immediate like let's rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Maybe he'll say that right inside of that moment. Okay, so not 2. This is hard because I don't feel like the answers are that different. It feels very obvious in most circumstances what each one is supposed to represent. Okay, so I think the issue with this one, the reviewing the most appropriate defensive and offensive spells, is that I think he would go with a very gut feeling. There is a disturbance, there is a noise, and I think that he would immediately. I don't think he'd be hot-headed about it, but I do think that he would just immediately react. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this one. I don't feel amazingly good about it, in terms of, it doesn't feel as obvious to me as some of the others. Oh, okay. Why am I so hesitant? Okay, yeah, I'm doing it.
All right, if you were attending Hogwarts, which pet would you choose to take with you? All right, well, we know this one is definitely not cat and definitely not toads. So we're going to go owls, for sure. All right, and then we have to decide whether it's a barn owl. Doesn't seem like it would be a barn owl. Doesn't seem like it would be a tawny owl. Snowy is just the coolest. Screech looks cool. Brown, I don't know. It's hard not to go Snowy. I feel like, because, look, let me tell you something. Ben likes a nice, little wow factor. And if it's one thing they always say about Hedwig, is that she stands out as the lone white bird amongst all the brown flying above the Great Hall. And as such, I feel like it has to be Snowy. I have to go with that.
Okay. If you were attending Hogwarts, which pet would you choose to take with you? All right. I think I know for a fact that he would do an owl. And then you have barn owl, tawny owl. This is incredibly cool artwork. Barn owl, tawny owl, snowy owl, screech owl, brown owl. Okay. It's interesting to me that they give you 5 options when there are 4 houses. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I'm also curious as to how much the expressions they're making would be playing into it, because I know this feels like the very Slytherin, the Screech Owl feels like the very Slytherin answer. The Brown Owl just feels like Hogwarts. That's just all I get from that. It doesn't feel. Let's see here. I think Snowy, of course, Hedwig has got to be Gryffindor. Tawny. I'm going to go Barn Owl seems Ravenclaw. Tawny seems Hufflepuff. Very bright-eyed, welcoming, kind almost. This seems almost a little bit... what is that? What is the word they use to describe Helena Ravenclaw? Haughty. Maybe a little bit haughty. No offense to Ravenclaws, of course. I got to go Screech. Because I feel like I just think it is what he would pick.
How would you like to be known to history? Oh goodness. The great. I don't think that doesn't sound like Ben. The wise. That could be. Ben is extremely introspective. He really likes to have like deep conversations and stuff like that. So that's possible. The bold, maybe the bold. The good. The good feels right. The good. Okay, so I'm going with the good or the wise. Ben mostly doesn't like to have a negative impression with. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like to be disliked, right? Doesn't like to do things that cause harm. So I think the good. I'm between the good and the wise. These feel like so obvious, like which one, right? Like this feels so much like the Hufflepuff, the Gryffindor, the Ravenclaw, the Slytherin, right? Anyway, I'm going with the good. I am not trying that. We're going with it.
How would you like to be known to history? The great, the wise, the bold, the good. This is tough. Because I do not think that Jay would need. Jay is someone who is very happy. He's able to operate in a very, he's very happy with his circumstances. The thing about the great is I do feel like this is the Slytherin answer, because this is sort of like the strive for historical significance. It feels like there's a lot of ambition-based stuff that can be attached to the great. And the wise feels like the very obvious Ravenclaw answer, because of intelligence. I would not say that Jay necessarily would be a boldness type of character, because he's not really as animated as he is in YouTube videos. He can be a lot quieter in person out in the real world. And I don't think that brings him any discontent. I don't think that's the type of thing where he wants to be. I don't think that he would want to be remembered as the bold, because it's not something that he actively pursues anyway. The good just makes sense, but that feels like the Hufflepuff answer. I'm gonna go with the wise. Because he likes chess, he likes strategy. Okay, I'm going with that.
Which of the following would you most like to study? Oh, okay. So the first one is mer people, and Ben already loves aquariums and underwater stuff. So mer people seems like a pretty good answer right out of the gate. Centaurs, I don't know about that. Werewolves, vampires, goblins, trolls, ghosts. So I'm immediately between ghosts and mer people, because I feel like Ben would have really interesting conversations with ghosts. He would want to know what was it like dying? Why did you I feel like Ben would really want to know why they decided not to die. That'd be extremely interesting. But based on everything else, I have to go with mer people. Just he owns an aquarium business, so we have to do that.
If you could have any power, which would you choose? The power to read minds? I don't think he would do that. The power to change the past? I don't think he would do that either. Power of invisibility? Possibly. Power to speak to animals? Definitely not. The power of superhuman strength? That seems possible. The power to change your appearance at will? Okay, let's see here. So I feel like the ones that stood out to me were superhuman strength and invisibility. And it seems, okay, and what would he do with invisibility? Because that becomes the real question, isn't it? Being invisible is almost it's very practical in the way that Harry uses it, because he's constantly sneaking around. But Jay would not be one to sneak around. I think that he's too, he probably has too much of a sense of responsibility for that. I do think it'd be more likely that he would operate within the rules. And otherwise, invisibility can be kind of a weird one. Let me go back through them again, because I need a double check. Power to read minds, I am fairly certain he would not want, because he has expressed this very thing to me before, and it's basically that the ability to read minds could almost just be a really, really heavy burden to live with, because then you have the ability to know how everybody thinks. Power to change the past. I don't know what he would change is the thing. So and I'm certain it's not speak to animals. So what was the last one? Power to change your appearance at will. I gotta go with the superhuman strength. Okay.
What kind of instrument most pleases your ear? Okay, I know that one of the things Ben has always wanted to do is learn how to play the guitar. So, let's see. The drum, the piano, the violin, the trumpet. Ugh, I doubt it's the trumpet. Because he had to listen to me playing that as I was growing up. I played the trumpet in school. I feel bad for everyone in my family. I'm going to say Ben played the drums, but I don't think he's like super fond of it. I'm not sure it would be the most pleasing to his ear. This is tricky. I'm not really sure. All I'm really sure is that it's not the trumpet. Most pleasing to the ear. Like he played the drums, but I don't know if that makes it like the thing he's the most excited about. I don't know though. Okay, so over the summer, some of our friends got married, and Ben booked a band for the welcome party. And at the end of the night, people were like yelling for a drum solo, and the guy did it. And Ben has talked several times about how awesome it was. So I think maybe I am going to go with drum. He played the drums. We're going with that. We're not super musical people, I'll tell you that. So
4 boxes are placed before you. Which would you try and open? The gleaming jet black box with silver lock and key marked with a mysterious rune that you know to be the mark of Merlin. That feels possible. Small pewter box, unassuming and plain, with a scratched message upon it that reads, I open only for the worthy. That's interesting too. Small tortoiseshell box embellished with gold, inside which some small creature seems to be squeaking. Absolutely not. Would not be his. Jay doesn't have pets. The ornate golden casket standing on clawed feet, whose inscription warns that both secret knowledge and unbearable temptation lie within. No, that would not be him either. So, okay, the real question here is, I feel like Jay is someone who would be most likely to go for the thing that is most obviously the coolest. And I feel like the gleaming jet black box would be that. But then there's also the that sense of only open for the worthy, though, feels like it could come with a certain amount of validation, right? Like you almost, like, your curiosity might stem from the idea of, am I worthy? And I need to know whether or not this box will open. And I don't think that would be the case. So I feel pretty dead set that he would be the gleaming jet black box, which to me feels like the Slytherin option.
Oh, white or black? White or black? Ben's favorite color for shirts is charcoal gray, which is closer to black. So I'm going to go with black. Oh no, is this it?
Oh my gosh, left or right? In a coin flip, I would say that left is tails and right is heads. And I think he would always go heads because, yes. All right, right. Is this it?
Oh, okay. We're here. I'm so nervous. Okay, here we go.
This is interesting, you guys. I'm like deadly curious because there's no doubt this is not how I would have answered all of these questions. So it also makes me feel like there's a chance that whatever this is not what I am.
Continue. Oh, what's it gonna? Oh my gosh! It's Gryffindor. What?
Oh, I think he's gonna be mad. Wit, learning, wisdom. You probably know that some of Ravenclaw's most renowned members include Gilderoy Lockhart, who is one of his all-time favorite characters in Harry Potter and Luna Lovegood. But you know Ravenclaw's Great Lady is the least talkative Hogwarts house ghost, which I think is at least somewhat in keeping with Jay, or that Ravenclaw's common room boasts the most stunning views of the castle grounds. Oh man. I'm so curious what he's going to say. I'm so curious.
I secretly really thought this was going to be what his answer was. Ben has never really been in contention for Gryffindor. He's always been between Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw. He's always largely been Hufflepuff or Slytherin. His wife is a Gryffindor, so this is really exciting. I thought he might be leaning this way, though. This is honestly where I thought he might end up. I'm a little surprised, though. I wasn't sure I was picking Gryffindor answers. I wasn't trying to get Gryffindor. This is so exciting. Okay. Well, I'm just going to I'm so excited to show him this. All right, well, I'm gonna close down my station, let Ben take the quiz for me, and we will see where we land.
Welcome everybody to the scenic route where, look, it snowed. Also absolutely freezing, and I'm not about that noise, so we're coming inside.
But it is also a new year, and coming out of the holidays and sugar binging, what better time to hide the honey? First, I'm just gonna get it from where I last did it. Hang on. What?
It's missing. It's really weird. I've never not been able to find the honey myself before, but I guess instead I'm just gonna have to tell you about today's sponsor, which also happens to be honey. We all shop online, right? We all get to the checkout where there's a little promo box and it says, please put in a coupon code, and I'm just completely flummoxed. By the way, flummoxed, total top 10 word. But that is where honey springs into action. It is a browser extension that will automatically scour the entire internet for a possible promo code, apply all of the available promo codes, and automatically use the best one. Literally saves you money in like seconds. Here in our corner of the internet, we are super lucky to have some seriously unsung heroes that help keep the Super Carlin Brothers channel going. They are volunteers and moderators who help keep all of the things in motion. So just as a special thank you for the work that they do for the Super Carlin Brothers channel, we sent them all thank you baskets at the end of last year, and honey helped out in such a huge way by saving us 20%. To be absolutely clear, we definitely would have just paid full price for all these people because they are the best, but we also can't deny free savings, right? At the end of the day, that's just really it. Like, if you're not using honey, then you're just quite literally missing out on free savings. It is free to download and installs in just a few seconds, and you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show at the same time. I would never recommend something that I don't personally use myself, and I absolutely do. If you would like to check it out for yourself, you can do so at joinhoney.com/jversusb. Again, it is absolutely free, installs in just a few seconds at joinhoney.com/jversusb. Link is in the description down below. Just gotta check one more time because, like, I mean, how could it not be there? How could it not? How could it not? It was right there, right where I left it. Who could have moved it? Did he find it?
Well, guys, I really thought this was going to be the year that Ben resolved to be nicer to his older brother and stop stealing the honey, but I was wrong. Fortunately, I came prepared this year with a super secure box to hide the honey. That's right, you guys. This year, I am protecting myself from my conniving brother, which reminds me of today's sponsor, ExpressVPN. Because really, going online without ExpressVPN is kind of like just leaving the honey out on the table. All it takes is one time, and then your brother takes it and you never have it to put in your coffee or your tea or your pizza. But seriously, anytime you get on a public Wi-Fi without a VPN, like at a coffee shop or an airport or a hotel or something, a hacker can get on that same public network and steal your personal information. And I'm serious, like, it's not even that hard. A smart 12-year-old with some cheap software could do it. On the other hand, I'd like to see a smart 12 man. Gotta put the lock on. Luckily, ExpressVPN creates an encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet that would take a hacker with a supercomputer over 1 billion years to break through. Plus, it's super easy to use on any device, whether it be laptop, desktop, tablet, phone. Just open the app, press the one big red button, and boom, you're protected. It is so convenient, and as someone whose entire job and livelihood depends on stuff we put up online, it just gives me such peace of mind to use ExpressVPN. So go protect your data today as well at expressvpn.com/jversb. That's expressvpn.com/jversb. Sign up today and get an extra 3 months free. One more time, secure your personal information today at expressvpn.com/jversb. Link is in the description down below. Also, guys, just total pro tip. If you can find a nice enough box, it is totally worth just like locking up your honey. I mean, take it from me.
All right, dude, that was hard.
It was hard.
I felt like I had a lot of like. It felt like a lot of responsibility.
Oh, to like
like it was like one of these things where I don't even know what to say. Like, it's like one of these things where it's like I don't want to like let you down.
I don't think. I mean, I'm sure you can't let me down. Did you have? Yeah. What was like the hardest one for you to decide between?
The one that I struggled the most with is basically like you hear a peculiar noise coming down the street.
Right. Like, what do you do?
What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like it's tricky because so many of the responses largely felt like like none of them were like just run away from the noise.
Yeah. So I don't know. I ultimately, for you, chose the draw your wand and investigate. Is what I chose on that one.
I think that I chose the same thing for you. Now I'm like worried I have the phrasing wrong. It wasn't the first one, which was like draw your wand and like face it on, and it wasn't the withdrawal into shadows. And that's what I was really struggling with, I think, a little bit, was the withdrawing into shadows didn't feel like gut instinct enough to me. Like I felt in my thought was that you would go much more like assertive about it.
Yeah, my thought was that you were like more like, I'm gonna take action. Like I want to like I'm not gonna wait. Like I want to like that was my line of thinking on that.
Okay.
Is that you typically don't like the response of like, let's just do nothing.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, I do not like that. I do not like that at all.
Yeah. So I was
doing
like, no,
nothing
Ben,
is never the solution.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like, no, I think Ben would go. I think he would want to know. He'd need to be like, let's go find out right now.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Okay.
Because one of the other ones that I feel like I struggle with is, like, we got the animal question.
Yeah,
I
chose snowy owl.
You chose snowy owl for me.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a great response.
Yeah.
I think that's a great response. I think I went with the screech owl, and it's like the one that I do think has the most Slytherin-esque, like, look to it. It sort of does have like a little bit of, but I mean, that was like a really difficult one because like you also, like you don't have like pets at home or anything. So it's
true.
like, it's hard to have like a basis, but like my dog Indy, like I feel like almost even probably like could somewhat resemble a snowy owl.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't base it upon like your actual pets at all.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. Well, my reasoning was that like you tend to like a little bit of like wow factor in your stuff, and I was like, the number one thing they always say about Hedwig is that like, oh, it was so easy to spot the lone white owl amongst the brown, and I was like, yeah, Ben would want the white owl.
That's fair.
Whose white owl is that?
Gotta have like the unique color.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So I don't know, but I mean that's hard to like base anything off of. But the way that I felt like the order was Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, Slytherin, and then the last one almost just felt like a very generic like Hogwarts, like one of the Hogwarts owls.
Oh, okay.
Because like the first one sort of has this like sneering look, and the second one is very like bright-eyed but like colorful, and then of course I mean Hedwig is just like.
Right. It feels like the Gryffindor answer.
It feels like
it does, right?
Answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay. Do you want to reveal?
Well, hold on. Wait. I had trouble figuring out what music you would find the most pleasing. Did you have that question?
Oh, I didn't have that one.
Okay.
Did you actually like? Did you have to listen to
I didn't have to listen to it. It was like which instrument. So it was piano, violin, drum, or trumpet. And I ultimately chose the drum.
Okay.
Because you played the drum for one. Although I played the trumpet and I wouldn't find that the most pleasing.
I'm certain it would not be trumpet.
Yeah, I was like, I know it's not trumpet. Let's get that one out of there.
It's funny because I actually know that like when I go, like I like going to like a piano bar, like a dueling piano bar, and I really like the sound of piano. But I think I would have picked violin.
Okay.
I just think violins are cool.
That's what I would have chosen violin for myself.
Okay.
But yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, I was remembering over the summer we went to like I was at Mike's wedding where someone did some crazy drum solo, and I feel like you've talked about that a few times. I was like, Ben played the drums, he's talked about this, I'm going with it, but who knows? Who knows? All right, are you ready for the grand reveal?
Yeah. You
All
ready?
right.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, you got me in Ravenclaw.
I did. I couldn't.
Goodness.
I was really surprised, honestly. I think. Oh, what was the one question? Did you have the one about like what type of how you would want to be remembered?
Yes.
Okay.
That one seemed so obvious which ones went with which.
It felt that way, but so the thing was is I felt like the great seemed to me the Slytherin answer.
Yeah.
And like I struggled picking that for you because like it's just not. It doesn't seem like in keeping with your personality.
Okay.
And then I felt like boldness felt like the Gryffindor one.
Yeah. And then the good and the wise.
Yeah, and the good was
like the Hufflepuff answer.
So that was the only one where I was like, I know that I'm picking the Ravenclaw answer here.
Right.
But the thing I would say about Ravenclaw for you as it like pertains to your personality is I do think that you have, for one, you're very smart.
Oh,
anyway,
thank you.
You're very welcome. I do think that like you've got like it's that strategizing mind, but it's hard to place that because like I wouldn't necessarily peg you as like an academic in terms of like, I don't think you'd want to go and like work at a university and do studies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But also like playing chess, feels like a very like intelligent. That is something I
would like.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
An intelligent duel.
Right. Indeed. This is where I thought you might end up. I was like, I feel like Ben has been leading heavy Gryffindor in his personality lately. So I was not super surprised that you landed here.
I have felt some pretty intense Gryffindor vibes myself. I feel like right now I'm the furthest I've ever felt from feeling like a Slytherin.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people tell me that they think I would be a Ravenclaw, but I don't know. It's like, I think that my own intelligence, I don't think very highly of my own intelligence.
Like you don't have much confidence in it.
No, and it's like, I don't know. Like there's some like kinds of research type things I like to do, but I feel like the research type things I like to do would be like figuring out which owl is the showiest.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's not like testing like what is the best wind speed or like those types of things. It's
right.
Like what's gonna be the cool one.
Right. What's the most talking points? What's the conversation starter?
So what did you put me? Did you put me bold?
I put the good.
Oh,
yeah. Do you think that's what do you think you would have chosen for yourself?
I would have put the good.
You would have put the good.
I would prioritize. This is my thoughts on things. This is my like hot take on the world. I would prioritize people getting along over being right any day of the week.
Sure.
Like to me, it is so like I would so much rather people get along.
Yeah.
Like even if it meant doing things like not in the absolutely most like efficient way.
Right.
It's like I would it'd be like this makes you happy, this makes you happy, that.
Right.
So
excellent.
I could see that would probably where I would put that. I don't think I would have put the bold.
No.
Even though it did feel like the Gryffindor answer.
Yeah. I was between the wise and the good.
Okay.
Because you are like very introspective a lot of times and like to have like a very worldly view on things.
Worldly,
or
maybe just like very like Ben worldly, center of my own universe.
It's okay. You can be wise about yourself, I suppose. There we go.
Oh man.
I guess really it's more like this.
True.
There we go.
There we go.
Bam. All right. Well, there we go. Ben sorted me into Ravenclaw.
I would be a Gryffindor for the year.
Yeah, you'd be a Gryffindor for the year.
I'd be a Gryffindor for the year. I will tell you that the animal bugs that we make for Carlin Brothers coffee, the lion is my favorite one.
Oh, yeah?
It is. I think it's a really cool.
The one for this year?
Yes.
Yeah. The lion one's cool. Actually, I was actually drinking out of the Ravenclaw mug or the eagle mug.
Maybe that's what's happening.
You were like looking over
very subliminal
there
messaging.
It is. Just said to guy. Of course, I'm wearing red, so I don't know.
I know, yeah.
You used to say.
I'm wearing Hedwig.
Yeah, exactly. Owl. Snowy owl.
Good
all day.
Yes, guys. The question I have for you is, have you resorted yourself recently?
Have you?
Would you be willing to resort yourself? And if so, do you feel like you maybe have departed from the house that you were originally associated with? Because I feel like a lot of people I've talked to seem like they're like drifting.
Yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon to like change as you get older.
Of course.
For sure.
But like, okay, so Jordan, who is our office manager here in the office, I feel like has been the most huffliest of puffliest that there has been that I have known. But I would say over the past couple of years, I feel like I have watched her transition into like a true blue Slytherin.
Or into the Slytherin side of things.
I think so. Yeah. Which I actually always think is interesting because I think the diagonals to me always go such that Slytherins and Hufflepuffs and Ravenclaws and Gryffindors
are like the furthest apart.
But no, like they're like almost like the ones that I could see like oddly being friends.
Oh, okay.
Like the Hufflepuffs being like perfectly okay and excited for the ambition of the Slytherins.
Right.
So to speak.
I can see that.
And then maybe the Ravenclaws and the Gryffindors having like a wanted sense of like rivalry or otherwise maybe like driving one another. So
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah. So that's how I think the lines get drawn.
Well, I'd be curious if you had someone else take the quiz on your behalf as well, whether or not you got the same answer.
Let us know all of your thoughts in the towel section down below. But guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
If you want to see the Sorting Hat's big secret, you can check out this video right here. But otherwise, until next time, bye!